It's a new year, and that means a fresh start. So what I've done is found us 10 of the very best altcoins to walk away with the highest returns possible in 2024. Now, I've chosen these altcoins based on their overall fundamentals, like the meme or the wow factor, the narratives, and a whole bunch more. But all this to say, guys, please do remember, fundamentals is still the most important aspect we need to remember for the next 12 months, as the 2024 and 2025 bull run will still be heavily speculated by retail and degens. Now, before we start, it's important you know the difference between this top 10 video and another top 10 best altcoins video that you may watch on YouTube. And the difference is, I'm going to tell you exactly what makes each altcoin good, and not just go over the basic coin market cap stats like everyone else seems to do. I've got price predictions, entry levels, and of course a whole lot more planned for each altcoin, so buckle up and let's start the new year with a bang. And just a quick reminder as well, if you do appreciate how much effort I put into this video or enjoy the content and wanted to say a big thank you, hit the like button and subscribe so you can achieve your crypto goals. So as I mentioned, we have a lot to cover in this video, particularly going through each altcoin, because my main focus in crypto isn't to make myself wealthy, isn't to make myself sound smart, it's to make you wealthy and you sound smart to your friends and family. So you better learn about your altcoins before you damn buy them, right? That's the premise of the channel and this video. So let's first of all have a quick look at the premise. Again, I'm gonna have to be quite quick because if you think about it, 10 altcoins, 2 minutes each, and that's a lot of time, by the way. That's 20-minute video. So I'm going to try to condense all of this and probably talk a little bit too fast for most of your liking. So again, explaining the fundamentals here is the most important part. Now, this is what I cover on the channel, and this is basically what I teach in my course as well. But all that to say, the most important part out of kind of like my research method for crypto is this: the narrative and the meme. This will basically, if you tick these boxes, will find you altcoins that will get you to the places you need to be, basically. And so the narrative in this case is locating what narratives have the most potential in 2025, and then of course, buying altcoins within those. So whether that's layer 1 projects, DeFi projects, gaming projects, AI projects, we associate those big narratives and we find the altcoins within them. The next thing we do in phase 2 is find the meme, or basically the wow factor. What is it about that project that separates itself from the other projects in that narrative? That is effectively the two-step process we have to do. And if you do that correctly, so long as you can also very briefly check up on these features, your project is almost guaranteed to do well in the bull run. So how it kind of works is visually, we have money that flows into the space over here. It flows into the narratives, right? What people are interested, this could be like layer 1 projects. So you have like Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Hedera HBAR, Neo Protocol, Avalanche, all these projects. And then, again, the money's in this general vicinity. It's all circulating around these projects. Everyone's like, oh, what do I buy? Where does the money need to go? Where is it actually going, right? And then the meme in this case is what people want to buy, right? It's the project like this one over here that stands out like a sore thumb. Everyone goes, I got to buy that project. And again, this is ultimately what we have to look for in our projects. Hopefully you understand what I was saying there. Now, the first project is Pyth Network. So you'll notice, basically, I think there's 10 projects here, and I cover about 8 to 9, maybe even 10 narratives. So we're getting a very good feed of different, very high-performing narratives, basically. So again, Pyth Network is an Oracle first. So it's like a competitor to Chainlink, and I believe it can get very close to it. It's based on Solana. Chainlink's based on primarily ETH, but Pyth has a lot of features that Chainlink doesn't, even though Chainlink is a lot larger. Currently, the market cap for these guys is 500 million. Currently, the price is at 34 cents. So I believe we are teetering, as we'll see in a second here, on a very, very good time to buy. Now, this particular narrative is, again, the Oracle narrative. The best performing narrative in crypto so far in this bull run has been AI, which has been, or at least seen, a 280% gain, whereas Oracles are up there with the second best, sort of at 119%. So they are very close, and they have beaten the total market cap being 66% up. So that's a good sign to see. A lot of room to still grow here. I do believe that we'll actually find Oracle as one of the very best narratives. As we can see, this is my ranking list for my best and high-performing narratives. And we did see that Oracle did make the top 10 over here, ranked 10 out of 10 for demand in 2025. Now, Pyth Network has gained a lot of momentum recently. 90 data providers giving the information to the Oracle. They're connected to over 45 blockchains, which is well and truly more than Chainlink. They have 390 price feeds people can use to update their smart contracts, for example, which is less than Chainlink's, but Chainlink doesn't offer the same amount of price feeds for all their different networks whereas these guys do. They have 270 partners. They have most of the total value secured on Solana, Binance Smart Chain, and Optimism. Again, they're growing very fast. As we can see, they've supported 45 networks. This is linear growth right here. We can see the total value secured is 1.7 billion. I believe right now Chainlink's is about 17 billion. So there is a little bit of a discrepancy here. But again, these guys newer for starters, and they have more data feeds across all these networks. So it is much more usable for smart contracts and developers. Price feeds as well, again, going up and up and up. So is the integrated apps. So is the daily average updates. Keep in mind, again, they are updating every day almost 4 million times on all 45 blockchains, which is quite incredible. Now, in my opinion, we are in a basically descending triangle, and we pretty much are, I believe, going to squeeze out possibly in time for these, the Bitcoin ETFs to maybe bring us sell the news event. So I would expect us to get a good price in between 32 cents and also 28 cents, if not even lower. So my price prediction for these guys is $10, and I'm waiting for a little bit lower in price to get in that even juicier multiples. Next up, we have Fetch AI. Obviously, this is in the AI narrative itself, which I believe is going to be likely the biggest narrative because it will have not just in crypto, but in the whole world, the biggest impact by any industry ever in the next 2 years. It's not something that we kind of go, oh, this will be big in 2030 or 2035 like some layer 1 projects. AI will be big in the next 2 years, even the next 12 months, okay? It's already gained a lot in the last 12 months since it basically came into fruition. Fetch AI's prices absolutely went flying almost at its all-time highs already. We're at a $600 million market cap, 72-cent price. Now, again, I want to take you back to this chart here. Let me just kind of pair up AI versus layer 1 and layer 2. AI beats even these guys, right? Again, 250, 260% gain thus far, and compared to layer 1s and layer 2s, just smashes them out of the ballpark. Now, Fetch, and why I'm really interested in these guys is because they, fundamentally speaking, their main product is their AI agents, okay? A whole bunch of agents you can basically, as a business, grab, plug and play basically, and it can do a whole bunch of things for you that's pre-designed, okay? And then the really beautiful part is it brings it back into the Fetch network, and what it does is communicate with other AI agents and bring the best data possible to that business. It's just incredible, and why I really do think that this is going to absolutely go to the moon and back, or at least not back, at least go to the moon, one-way trip, right, in the next 12 months. Because again, it's going to have actual business adoption. So agents have the ability to handle different activities inside the decentralized economy, whether it's improving supply chain logistics, maintaining solid record-keeping systems, executing computational tasks, or enabling buying and selling interactions. On their website, they have like a whole bunch of different use cases you can basically use the AI agents for. So yeah, it's endless. It really is endless. And so they have also integrated with SingularityNet, another AI-based crypto project. I believe Fetch is actually better than SingularityNet, but they are looking to remove the possible situation called hallucinations, which come up in these LLMs or large language models, which basically means they produce inaccurate or irrelevant output. So that, of course, is good because when it actually finds business adoption, large business adoption, it's going to just go absolutely crazy. So here is the size, what PwC predicts in terms of the market cap in 2030, $15.7 trillion in terms of the global market cap size. So we are talking about quite a lot. Yes, that's 2030, but again, remember, that's still like only 7 years away, and come the bull run and come the end of 2024, it's only about 2 to 3 years away, and a lot of progression is happening so far in the AI realm. They've also partnered with Bosch to create the Fetch AI Foundation as well. So this is some big stuff. Of course, Bosch is a multinational corporation, so big stuff is in the works here for Fetch. Now, I did want to say as well, I don't have a price prediction for Fetch. One is coming very soon. I will update my price prediction sheet. For those who don't know, I have a price prediction sheet with all of this information. It's completely free for you all, by the way. And I did want to say, though, 2 channels I am looking at to get into Fetch myself is between the 47-cent range and the 17-cent range. So ideally lower is the better, but this is likely the areas of support and resistance I see being reasonable. That's a 34% drop from the current price. And the next project today is Mina Protocol. Now, Mina fits some pretty damn big narratives. First of all, it's in the privacy narrative. It is ZKP focused, which is zero knowledge proofs. Going to be a very big thing in 2024 and 2025. So of course, it also fits the ZKP narrative, another 10 out of 10. It also will, as we'll see in a second here, kind of fits the Oracle narrative depending on how that progresses. It will be highly interoperable. Not saying it's going to be known for that primarily, but it is there. And layer 1 as well. So this thing is going to blow, hence why it has done, for me personally, a 6x so far since I purchased the token. Incredible stuff. Mina is incredibly lightweight. It's the only project that is built on ZK recursive technology, meaning the whole blockchain is 22 kilobytes in size. That's the size of a single tweet. Other blockchains, as they say, are gigabytes and almost terabytes in size at this point. There's a whole bunch of features happening, as I mentioned over here. One of the Oracle-based things is because it's got zero-knowledge proofs, it can pretty much pull information from any website on the internet, extract the data without even having to connect directly with the website and get approval for that, and bring that information on chain. It's also so lightweight that anyone can become a full node and secure the network. More nodes, more secure the network basically is. Mina's current price is at $1.50. I luckily got in at 36 cents right before it jumped up. Now, this is funny because it's $1.5 billion. Like literally a few months ago, it was at 300 million. So a lot's changed since, but we do have some pretty interesting price levels I believe will be good for you to get into. I highly suggest, in the most non-financial way possible, you have a deeper look into Mina. It just ticks so many boxes. In addition to all that sort of stuff and it being so, mimetic and also having so good narratives, it's got some really big roadmap events as well coming up too. Some of these things are going to absolutely send the project into the mainstream like it recently has. The ZK apps are coming to mainnet, so it doesn't even have applications right now. They're looking to infinitely scale as well and also create instant finality, as you can see here. This is the roadmap coming up over the next 12 to 24 months. So when these come out, it's going to get again into the mainstream eyes, basically like they have done here with the some of these big driving factors, right? So they have put in a new CEO as well, and they've also done a few other things relating to zero-knowledge proofs as, I guess, a service. Again, some of these things that happen with cryptocurrencies that puts them in the spotlight, which again brings in more demand over time, which I believe is what happened here with Mina. Now, there is currently 364 active validators, which is pretty impressive for a network that only has about 5 million transactions. So again, it's small because it's doing so much. It's so unique and on the very edge of technology that, of course, the network is still building. They don't even have applications live yet. So again, these validators are going to have a very big influx when all of it goes live and anyone can become a node. Now, my price prediction for Mina is $13 or thereabouts. And I, again, would suggest, not financially, the two levels you begin to look at is the levels of support and resistance between 79 cents and 57 cents. Our next project is Hedera H-Bar. Now, I believe these guys are going to have some insane growth, likely going to be a situation like we saw with Cardano, going from like a 2 billion market cap, in 2021, all the way up to a 100 billion market cap. I believe that Hedera really could be one of those such projects that reaches that massive milestone and blows everyone out of the water, okay? So these guys are just fundamentally in the layer 1 narrative over here, but they're layer 1 based on Web 2 primarily. They're really focused on changing the real world. They're the only hash graph in existence, not a blockchain, not a DAG, but their own created fundamentally new project, which again is a hash graph consensus. This allows it to have very important things like extremely cheap transactions, very fast finality, be secured way up to 33%, and the adversaries in this case can actively be trying to take it down, and it can still run at 33% trying to take it offline. We've also had a hell of a lot of transactions processed per second over the last 12 months with this project, basically 1300 TPS, pretty well consistent, spiking up to 3000 TPS and even more. The only caveat here is that it's a $3 billion market cap. Again, I believe it could be very similar to Cardano, where we could see it go way, way up to 100 billion market cap. I wouldn't hold your breath for it, but definitely I think it could happen. I have my price targets, as we'll see here in a second, that are quite bullish. Now, again, 10,000 TPS, they are looking to what's called shard the network, like we saw in a protocol before, make it just infinitely scalable. So that is coming in the pipeline. We have a consistent fees here, so you know how much you're paying. It isn't going to fluctuate. Again, very fast finality and extremely energy efficient, which is a very big aspect. It all works from this. This is their hash graph technology. I'm not going to go over it. I made a video like way back in August of 2022 when I was getting no views back then. This is a video to watch. It goes for 34 minutes, tells you all you need to know about Hedera and its technology. The governing council as well. This is typically like in crypto, we have DAOs and all these random 17-year-old kids in their mum's basement, running our companies, basically running our cryptocurrencies, whereas these guys have Fortune 500 companies and massive universities around the world controlling it, at least so far. It will be more democratized and decentralized in the future. Nomura, ABRDN, Chainlink, Boeing, Avery Dennison, Dell, IBM, Google, Shinhan Bank, Deutsche Telekom, LG, Ubisoft, they're all a part of the governing council. So Hedera is very well connected. Again, they have some amazing features here like the Hedera Consensus Service that allows enterprises to use the technology and use their blockchain for security purposes as well. And they've also partnered with Envision, that has also therefore partnered with the UN to create a way in which, companies can track and streamline everything relating to carbon credits. So they're very well connected, hence why my price prediction is $1.75. Now, this came from my price prediction sheet, in which it was a $2 price prediction, but has since changed to be $1.75 because based on the Hedera Treasury management sheet that came out, that by the way, they're very transparent with all this sort of stuff, we could see basically on average the growth that the token has had in the last 12 months. Therefore, my prediction and forecast for the next 12 months or 24 months has slightly changed. Therefore, we have more tokens in supply. Therefore, the price has gone down. Either way, very bullish. So if you're someone who hasn't bought HBAR and wants to buy more, in my opinion, it all depends on your personal goals. You might want a 30x, therefore these prices aren't what you're looking for. But in the most case, I think a 7 cent to a 5.7 cent token is very well within reason. Next up, we have Beam, which is a layer 1 gaming project built on Avalanche as a subnet. Now, of course, gaming is going to be a 10 out of 10 as well. They're also technically a layer 1 blockchain, and they're also dabbling with things like interoperability as well. So in my opinion, this is definitely going to be a powerhouse project. Of course, we'll look at some buy levels here in a second. They have a very clean website, which is what you want to look for a gaming project. We have to have Web 2 users coming to Web 3, and that is only going to be done with a very simple to use interface and a very clean design. Now, people have likened this website as something Apple would create, and I would agree. People underestimate the power of a clean website. So these guys are quite large as well, 800, 900 million market cap, currently an 18-cent token. They actually migrated from the DAO project that governs it being Merit Circle. The project was once called just Merit Circle, and they've rebranded to Beam, and they again are built as a subnet on Avalanche. Now, this is very powerful because Avalanche's subnets have a very good usability, they're very interoperable with one another, and of course Avalanche itself is an EVM compatible chain, so there is a lot of growth to still happen here, hence why Beam has joined forces with Immutable X and Polygon Labs to create a multi-chain expansion. Now with that comes a few extra benefits, right? Beam Companion app designed for gamers on the Beam network, which is a neat mobile app that allows Web3 gamers to keep track of their gaming assets and statistics. This is big. Again, we want to bring in Web 2 gamers to Web 3 here. Sphere, which is Beam's NFT marketplace. Beam Hub, a place to discover new games and take part in tournaments, as well as all their products being tied together in one unified experience, which is actually helped by Immutable X's Passport, right? They've integrated together. Beam leverages that, so it's everything all in one place. You create one profile, can interact with any game on the network, which of course is amazing. Now we had Van Eck, a massive asset manager out here, saying that one blockchain game, or at least gaming network, will surpass 1 million daily active users. And I believe, just like IMX is a big contender in this case, I believe Beam is as well. Now, one thing I want to say as well is I like to pull this up quite a bit. Immutable X put this tweet out just to kind of give ourselves some visual on how small we are right now. The gaming industry is about $217 billion, and Web3 is about 4.3 billion in terms of its funding. So we have a long way to really go in this case. My price prediction for Beam is going to be about 30 cents, and I would actually look to buy within the current channel. I don't think we'll go too much lower, and if we do, again, even better. At number 6 spot, we have Near Protocol. Now, Near, again, is based as a layer 1 project like Hedera, but the reason I've added 2 layer 1 projects in here is because Near is mainly focused within Web 3. HBAR is, even though it has a Web 3 aspect, mainly focused within Web 2. So Near Protocol's really big USP here is they're creating the operating system for an open web. They're calling it the blockchain operating system, which will house everything that a Web 2 person will need to interact with Web 3 in a centralized, unified place that makes it very easy, all one account, so on and so forth. So Near Protocol is the largest so far on today's list at a 4 billion market cap. They have a great burn mechanism again as well, which allows degens to really have more of an impact in the project. They love to hear burn, even though it's not a good thing sometimes for a network. You love to hear it, right? So Near ticks a lot of boxes that you might not initially think about. So again, their blockchain operating system is focused on onboarding 1 billion users to Web3. They're also launching an AI marketplace called Near Task as well, looking to, of course, bring more people into the AI sphere, because if you might not have known, Near Protocol started life not as a cryptocurrency project, but as an AI project, because Ilya, one of the co-founders of Near Protocol, created one of the large parts of what is used in every single AI system today, which is the transformer. So he's a very smart guy, especially when it comes to AI. Now, that's very bullish, and that might open it up to the AI narrative as well. But one thing you got to keep on your calendar list here is the implementation of Nightshade, which is their sharding approach, basically how they're going to be infinitely scalable, which is set to be finally released in Q4/Q1 of 2024/2025. So this will bring a whole lot of demand in for Near Protocol. This is their biggest update to date. Again, bring a lot of people into the project. So that'll be probably a buy the rumor, sell the news event. Now we can see here, I'm expecting a $35 price prediction for Near Protocol. And if you haven't got in so far or want to accumulate more, again, not financially, I would say $2.30 to $1.15 would be a very good level, especially if we have a correction. Now, our next project today is another gaming-based project called GameSwift, but this one's a little bit different as something like, Beam, because these guys are focused on ZKP technology, right? Zero knowledge proofs. They are their own layer 2, building their own games on the network. They do have a lot of new features as well. So ZKPs and also gaming. They've also recently partnered with an AI project, which could see AI narrative picking up steam over the next 12 to 24 months. Again, narratives are important to remember that it has to be known for it, right? The project can't be like Hedera, and Hedera, while it has DeFi projects on it, isn't known for DeFi. Therefore, it's not going to pump with DeFi. So we have to kind of take these narratives very objectively. We can't feel subjective about them. So these guys hit a big narrative as well because they are a modular network, as we'll see. Now, they're a $36 million market cap, so very small. And since July of technically last year, which is 2023, they have had significant growth, okay? So they are, I believe, very undervalued, but we've kind of seen the growth already indicate it is a quality project. Now, as I said, they are a modular network using ZK EVM technology, and it's all built on their own mainnet, so they do hit that narrative, of course, but they do offload a lot of computations onto other layer 2 chains, okay? So that runs the computation. GameSwift mainnet itself, the project, secures everything via consensus. So as well over here, we have 39,000 users, 90 games have been so far built with 10 guilds, and they do have a buyback and burn rate of 10%, which is kind of nutty. They've also got their own sort of universal passport called GameSwift ID, very similar to Immutable X's passport. And as you can see, their interface, this is their application, is very clean, very nice, a lot of games, and the team is high quality. They've got people from Starterra, Stargate, Layer Zero, Cypherpunk, Amazon, Google, it goes on. So high quality, 30 plus team members. Now they are in a very similar descending triangle like we saw with Pith, so I would wait off on getting into this project if I was you. Not financially, I have to keep saying that. And these are my two levels I would look to get into the project at, 53 cents and 40 cents respectively. And number 8 project here is Moonbeam. Now, Moonbeam is one I've been speaking about quite a lot. These guys hit two different very big narratives. Number top here, interoperability, and also layer 2, so 9 and a 10 respectively. These guys basically invented a standard or a cross-chain messaging standard called XC20, cross-chain 20 type tokens that developers can build on top of Moonbeam and be instantly connected with all the Polkadot connected networks, and also things like Avalanche, Cosmos, and Ethereum-based projects as well. Now, they've done all this through what they call connected contracts. Basically, developers can come on, build a mix between Substrate and smart contracts, which is like the best of Polkadot and the best of like EVM chains like Ethereum, and create these really intricate projects which have instant access to all of those. 400 million market cap, current price is 40 cents. Now, the chart looks daunting and scary. It's another ICP situation. Don't consider this as anything to do with the quality of the project, for the Lord's sake. They've also connected with other projects like XLR, Layer Zero, Wormhole, Hyperlane, and Polkadot. They have a very dense network of a lot of different projects already building on them. This list feels like it goes on literally forever. I can just keep scrolling. And also, they do have a lot of unique addresses building up. They have actually been kind of plateauing recently. They're at the 20 million mark, but they have seen a lot more growth basically earlier in last year. Now, my price prediction for these guys is $12. I think it can go a lot higher in my opinion, depending on how the upcoming 12 months treats them, but my price ranges are anywhere between 30 cents and lower. Our next project here is called Flux Network, and these guys hit so many narratives, it just kind of hurts your brain to think about. They hit interoperability, they hit AI, they hit layer 1, they hit storage, they hit cloud infrastructure, they hit proof of work. Like, they hit so much and they're so undervalued right now. Even the meme is so good. It's just a ticking time bomb in my opinion. So what they fundamentally are is a decentralized cloud computing service that again offers more than just all that sort of stuff. Now, They are valued at $220 million right now, again, grossly undervalued, but they do have a set token supply of 440 million tokens with 77% in circulation. So again, very, very good in terms of economics. Now, the network is powered by a proof-of-work system. However, they do have 2,000 machines currently on this, which is quite incredible. But the really cool thing about this is none of the extra computation that would be wasted in like Bitcoin, for example, happens like that. All that wasted computation, people that don't actually get the block reward, that's then repurposed back into things like AI and also rendering, like Render Network does, for example, okay? They've also got some pretty interesting stuff as well, halving every 2.5 years. And what they do is they distribute the network into two different types of nodes, into proof-of-work nodes that get half the block reward for securing the network, and also the other, you could call them like proof-of-stake nodes. And the proof-of-stake in this case is them buying machines that allow them to actually secure the cloud, right? They're a decentralized cloud, and so they require two different types of machines. Might go over your head. I've made a big deep dive into these guys before, so I won't go too much into it. But a part of the interoperability is that they are connected to many different networks. There's 10 networks right now. People can get rewards. So when you secure the network as just a regular proof-of-stake node, we'll call them, or proof-of-work node, is you get rewards back in all of these 10 networks, or at least Bitcoin will come soon. So you're not just getting rewards back in Flux tokens, you're also getting the proportionate amount back in each of these networks as well. They also are partnered with the likes of NVIDIA and OVH Cloud, and they are completely carbon neutral, as well as possibly having the very best wallet in all of crypto, natively built on top of Flux as well. Now, my price prediction for these guys is $12, and yes, that's not a 50x I've been telling people, but this is a conservative price prediction. I do think this project can 50x. Based on all this information and a lot more, they just are unstoppable. Again, I believe if the right storm appears, they could even 100x for damn sake, right? Seriously, it's that impressive. Now, my price ranges are looking between 57 cents here and 38 cents as good buy zones. Our last project today is Rollbit, okay? But hear me out, because Rollbit hits, of course, the gambling narrative, which is going to be big, but they have a feature everyone knows about, but I don't see anyone doing the maths on, and you're going to see how impressive it is in a second. So, of course, I believe gambling is going to be a pretty big narrative itself. Now, I've ranked it down here at a 5 out of 10, but this is slightly outdated. I believe that at minimum is a 7 out of 10. And mark my words, it doesn't matter if the narrative per se isn't as powerful as some others. What matters is the project will bring in the most demand in that narrative, okay, from the meme. And Rollbit, I believe, will, okay? So currently the market cap is $470 million. Now, they do have an inflationary token. However, they do have a buyback and burn most of you should know about, right? So they get their profits every month, and they burn a percentage of their profits from buying back the supply and then, reliving it forever. However, again, if you do the maths on this, it's insane. As we can see, starting way back over here in May of 2022, we started with 4.7 billion RLB tokens, and now, the very last update we had a few days ago, literally yesterday, it was 3 billion. So we're diminishing every single month for basically the last 1.5 years, okay? So even though we have inflation, the bear mechanism is picking up, and I believe when we move into the bull run, when more people have money to play around with, those big gamblers will be putting money back in a Rollbit, okay? And of course, more money, more profit from the business means that more burns. Simple as that. They also are very appealing to most people because they have consistent lotteries, okay? Massive amounts of money. As you see, the jackpot is currently $335,000, so people, of course, love that. My price prediction for Rollbit is $10. Modestly, I think you can go a lot more than this, to be frank with you, and the ideal buy zones here are between 12 cents and 6 cents, respectively. So with that being said, that will conclude today's video, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed and you've learned something new. I know a lot of information has been shared very quickly, but if you did enjoy and you did like the analysis on these projects, drop a like and subscribe for more daily crypto alpha, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great day. Bye.